Go ahead and start taking a look at our 24-hour candle closes. We got some good ones, right? We had a trade set up on Riot. That one's working out so far. I want the whole enchilada. Call me greedy, but that's what the chart is saying. It's okay to hold. Um, Hedges are cheap if if we see something scary, but other than that, I'm up 200%. So, um, right. But anyway, Starbucks as well. That one's finally coming out of its cage. We got that one. There's a ton of opportunity here. Even if you shit equity, right? A lot of you folks are, got bread and want lower risk. That could be a decent opportunity as well when you have such a good stop loss underneath you. But anyway, let's take a look at the ETFs. Starting with SPY, we've got a 24-hour close that looks like shit, right? It's not really above, not really below. It's just there. We're flat as a fucking pancake on the 4-hour. Maybe this compression ends by the end of the day. Technically, on the 4-hour, we are above the previous candle close, but under the wick. So right now, buyers are doing their job, right? I cannot argue with that. They have constructed a tight area of consolidation. And we have to, again, in these areas of consolidation, you literally just go and find what is above, what is below, and then where are my triggers. Above, right? Not so lucrative. There is a fat pocket. And this is something everybody should be aware of. A fat pocket of empty space up there for SPY to just sky motherfucking rocket. And that'd be 607.31. So news overnight, right? When the where we have SPY, right? With one news, one tweet, one right thing, new whatever, data, boing, right? And then we look to our left, and I'm not ignoring the fact that we have a loose area, right? It's not my favorite. It's almost too shitty to box in. See, when it looks like that, that's a low quality ass box. Low quality box. Not a lot of rotations. Kind of fits the script. It's a range, and those type of ranges, don't deserve the Potter box label, but they are still mechanically, you can even see the empty space in there, allowing it to move forward. But anyway, the floor there for me is the psychological target, right, of 600. But that's only past well, I guess I should drop two of these here. So tomorrow, right, I would assume a safe 598. 598 breaks, inevitable 600. 600 doesn't look like a formidable wall, so we could even look at 601.68. It's actually not, it's there. But if you are aiming up, and again, I'm not telling you what to do, just telling you what I'm seeing, there is empty space underneath us. And this could be 1, 2, empty space, pull back, right? Loose box, pull back, retest. If you fall fast, that's your sign. Pop back over, right? 590. Well, that would be the first target. So watch 593.12, and that would set you up for that third, right? But as of right now, we are pretty consolidated. So I would hope to see maybe by the end of the day, we have plenty of time, perhaps a break in one direction or the other. If it ripped down, that would actually not change I would actually probably look to the upside. I'll take you guys' request just a minute. All right, let's take a look at IWM. 24-hour time frame. We went up. We tippy tapped, right? This has been the wall, is the wall. So again, what is this? This is Christmas. Right here, 209.30. You have some wicks right here, but I wouldn't even bother. And then we're looking over to our left. I'm going to mark out every target. God, it looks like fibs. So currently, that wall, this wall, has been the problem. So as of right now, the only thing that we really have is that we are consolidating underneath it. We have empty space. And what I was going to say on SPY is because of the empty space underneath us, it can't, if you are aiming up, it could allow for you to take it or hedge comfortably. I'm not looking at the strikes. You got to explore that based on the targets that it gave you. But that's what I see. And the same thing is true here with IWM, with the empty space below us, with the second tap. You could call it more than that, but the second tap, and it's one of those setups where, you know, as far as a 24-hour candle close is concerned, it's aiming more so down, potentially. But however, we are still very much in a large area of consolidation. So not a super conclusive candle. Tomorrow we have unemployment claims, and that's at 8:30. So perhaps that gives us some market movement, I would hope. All right, last one, QQQ. This one's was grinding today towards that 530.55. Now this one, like SPY, has a little bit, I believe, yeah, a little bit more to offer in this box here, with cost basis and empty space ending at 537.43 with a floor underneath it at 534. So that's above what we can conclude as the second tap. Our first tap, excuse me. This channel is also still in play and offers us a decent confluential target of 534 as that floor of that box, remainder of empty space. So if you're aiming up, that's what happens over 530. Sellers have a job to do, right? And when they push price down and then buyers pick it back up, they're not able to pass that baton. That's when that pressure, damn, that's a big ass crow. That pressure can cause price to move upward. Sorry, I'm a little congested in my nose right now. So anyway, 530.60 is where we're looking for that overnight break. That's just your pre-market, right? That never was a during the market or market hour price action. That was pre-market. So 530.60, if you can break, squeeze over 534. This one doesn't offer as clear. Well, not, it's just not as lucrative, I think, to take anything. I would assume 524s are pretty expensive. So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. I personally, you know, I'm favoring IWM because of the low risk, high reward potential behind that. And again, the targets are 206 down and we have 212 up. So I'm going to see by the end of the day what we get. It does look like we're kind of moving down here. It's probably a good time to set my alerts. That's going to be at an important level right there. And so is that. And that's, again, that's a decent amount of empty space. So I am currently watching IWM. It seems like, and again, this is 5-minute time frame shit. You had a box right here. You popped down, punched back, went to the high here, pulled back, and now you're closing at what basically underneath what was that structure. So not that I'm looking for a new low here, but underneath 208.66, I think it'd be safe to assume 208, but that still doesn't promise a low. It just, again, it's step by step. And that's where we look at the 5-minute box that stopped us today. And that's cost basis. And the rest of it is just pure and simple empty space. So that, again, makes for a reasonable hedge. IWM is at 208. Yeah, so those are, I mean, I'll try to take them if it breaks down a little bit lower. But again, if you don't feel comfortable with the setup at the moment, this is not really losing anything major or important. It is closing underneath that 209 though. Yeah. So I have 5:30 calls for QQQ for today. What do you think you should do? Oh Lord. Or like expire today? I mean, I can't tell you to cut them, man, but I can't tell you to hold them either. I don't know where you got them, why you got them. Um, yeah, if you fall underneath 529.23, you're more than likely going to pull back again. So hopefully you didn't spend too much on those. All right. If you have anything you would like for me to take a look at, all in all, I think, again, waiting towards the end of the day, um, and this is on a lot of these ETFs. There's reasonable speculative targets outside of where we're currently at. So those of you who can afford it, do what you got to do. But anyway, all right. First one, 310. Grr to the upside. Is that for real, or are you just being weird? Okay. Thought you were doing some like ooh shit. Can never be too sure nowadays, man. Okay, so I mean, not to just keep it simple. You're moving outside of this area of consolidation. Seems like these have been pretty decent wicks, but you're closing. Yeah, so you tapped that. So above 21, you have empty space and a target of 22.24. And that's, it, huh. Yeah, that is, what is this stock? So this is a big area. You can see that, right? And so if you're going to go lower, you're likely to go higher. So you could retest up there and then reject and punch down through your box and make a new low. Or, this is not the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life, but 25 looks like a pretty important level to me. Let me split my screen really quick. Actually, I want it on the side. Starbucks, the upside. Well, as you guys know, we are, some of us, awaiting a potential gap fill. This has in the past been an area where we've gapped down, right, and kind of flushed. And so closing directly above it, I think, is pretty decent. If you're in, we got a great stop loss. We know where we need to close. So at the moment, looking to your left, uh, I would like to see the gap fill. Technically, the gap fill is at 89.16. Past that, I mean, I'm going for the imbalance, which should be right around 91.50. 90 will be a psychological target, but a lot of the times they'll wick it past a psychological target and then pull it back there. So that's where the imbalance comes in. But we'll deal with that when we arrive. Depart. Is he high? Who high? Alex? I don't know what was wrong with that guy. All right. XYZ. You have I mean, you're closing where you need to close, right? You're closing right up against it. You've been holding your highs today. You've got a decent structure here. You've bounced now at the end of the day. So look to your left, right? Hourly looks like it's pretty empty. Go to the 2 hour. 2 hour looks like it's pretty empty. Back into cost basis 65. Go to the 1 hour. Pretty empty all the way up to that 64, 68, and 65. So 65 is your target to the upside. If we can, if you can just 1, 2, 3 it, which is 64. Stay there. So, not bad charts. MDB. Let it ride. Whoa, what's up?
MDB has earnings too.
Oh shit. Today, what are 212s?
They're mad. The 220s are expensive. 212s are probably mad expensive too.
Okay, well, have fun. No, just kidding. 232 at the furthest, 212 moderate, and your current high if you stay there. Maybe it launches off after earnings. But I mean, there's great, but there's, it's not bad. The price of the target based contracts though seems to be a problem. So I don't have any disagreement with the actual setup itself. If you're gonna risk it for the biscuit, you better have a lot of fucking dough. Oh, that was good. That was really good. Somebody write that down.
Could have been a little cleaner execution, but yeah, it was.
You know what? I tripped up a little bit, but all right. You know what, Dust?
Mid.
Why don't you go chase a senile person down the road or something?
Can you say that again, please?
I enjoy it too.
Oh God, dude. I just envision you like the Adam Sandler's on Happy Gilmore. That guy. Let's see. FSLR. What do you want? Up. Why is your name KY? What does that stand for? 4 hour. Groovy. But the 24-hour is incomplete. So honestly, I think maybe you might just be stalling. You might even, this might need a little bit more accumulation. So there could be I've seen First Solar do some weird shit. But honestly, targeting this cheaply, I don't think it's a terrible setup at all. But you know where you got to go higher, and that's 160. Or I might be confusing this with a different one, but 163.41. And then right here, you're probably wondering, why did I put that there? Double wicks, same price. Right here, candle close at cost basis. Candle, green candle right there is the floor. So the setup is there. Read and react. You got a gap right around the 50% mark. That's 177.50. XOM. Down. Up. What do you want? Playa from the Himalaya. Brisket for the brisket. Fuck. You just reminded me. Shit. Order ingredient.
Brisket.
Yeah, brisket. He did remind me, dead ass. Flour or corn tortillas? Go quick. What is it?
Corn.
You guys are like elitist or something. All right. That's cost basis. XOM down. You're at cost basis. Like, well, that's an ugly ass, but that's an ugly milk. Gross. Yeah, that's an ugly ass box. Oh, I see what it is. See, this is where. See, look at me. I fucked up. That was a box. You dipped down. You punched back. You went higher. You filled your empty space. You projected jutted down. You've got a gap right there at the floor. So the box is actually spent. And that's 101.87. You've got a channel looking thing here. So at this point, yeah, 101.84 could be a target to gap fill to the downside. It's super duper compressed. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable unless 101.84 was lost going short, and then you'd have the bounce at 101 to fill. Empty space wise, you're pretty much filled down. So that could be a tougher one to the downside, especially being that you're at cost basis. Kava up. Toothless. Love you, dude. But fucking feel like somebody's knocking on my door outside of my house. He's like scratching up against the window, freaking me out. Kava channel. I don't know if I trust that channel. Channel's deceptive. Let's go with the weekly. What are you bouncing off of? Okay, now I see it. And okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 24-hour candles. You got a weird, I mean, it's tough to call that a box, but it is what it is. And then you got a fuck ton of empty space all the way up to 93.17. Fuck. You got a couple pit stops on the way. Got a, okay, now it makes a little bit more sense. Box, bam. Honestly, what is Kava contracts looking like? Cheap as fuck. What are the what are the chances that, I mean, fuck, dude, you're curling. It's not really slapping right now, but just fucking mumbling to myself. I'm sorry. I'm in yo mama.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Like, fuck out of here. Feeling different, but I mean, this is not. I mean, you could go with 93s and get jiggy with it. Those are so cheap. Well, the fucking spread's ridiculous. So you can afford to speculate for sure. I mean, when it gets moving, dude, it gets moving. And it comes out of areas that are fucking consolidated. Right there. Bam. It is time. Go fucking do it. Fucking do it. What contracts are you taking? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Hey, what contracts are you
Hey,
taking?
Ben,
Just joking. I was just waiting for it.
Panda wants to know.
I think 90s are palpable.
85 to the
85 is
this
that?
is
I mean, I think so. Yeah. I mean, I'm not looking for anything insane. You could hedge so fucking cheap too. I mean, you could 73.84 would be the hedge target to the downside. Maybe 76, but Trump and Xi Jinping. Damn, why did I throw 3 G's in there? Fucking tripped up on that. Talk
the
talk tonight that will trigger a bazooka to the upside. A bazooka or bazooka? I'm losing my mind. All right. Anyway, do with that what you will. Yo, I saw you. I see you. Who just bought one contract? Sell that shit. Don't
Oh,
disrespect.
sorry.
Don't disrespect yourself like that.
I actually did just buy one. Like,
You're taking Chad at ADT strategy. Yeah, look at my 2-minute end of day lube. I don't know. I wonder what that guy smells like.
Did someone say Luke?
Smells like. I bet he smells like prunes. A very pruny looking guy. All right. Anyway, 5 earnings today. 5 below. 24-hour time frame. Nope. Weekly time frame. And interest. Muy interior. Nope. Today's not the day for me. Why do I feel broken? Hit it for me, Junior. No, I was kidding.
Got that infinite echo going.
I haven't. Oh, you might have to mute the stream that you're watching. Mhm. This is an intriguing setup in some ways. On the weekly, that's really well. I think the first thing we need to establish is, does it fucking rip? It's decent enough. Next day you get fucking pounded though. Not so good, but afterwards decent, but 50% reversal. So I mean, it gets moving here and there, you know. So it's gonna be a hit or miss. You know, some stocks just fucking always react. I gotta say, 138.71 is a median target. Really, the weekly kind of backs 133.50 up as a target to the upside. You know, by some extreme reversal here, being that this is where that's happened before. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but you could see, you know, maybe 85, but I don't know how comfortable I would feel giving out that kind of target, you know, with yeah. But anyway, you know, 133.50, and then maybe if this is like turns into a long-term thing, I could see 150, 149, or yeah, 147, 149 getting hit, and 170. All right, let's see here. VRNT.
Why are you echoing, bro?
Am I echoing for everybody?
No, the way to fix it is just right click on the stream and mute it.
Or what is it? Is it Alt F5 or something like that?
That's too fancy. Just mute it.
Everybody's echoing.
I'm not. I
Yeah,
had to turn down the stream volume on Ivy's stream.
yeah, it's not you.
Mute the stream and it'll fix it.
Yeah, mute the stream that you're watching. There's like gonna be a little headphone thing. I feel room zoomed. My brother in Christ. Let's see here. So I see the setup for consolidation. 24-hour time frame. This is a weird box. Whoa. Where did the liquidity go? Good heavens. I mean, I feel weird even calling it a box. But, I mean, with that being said, the safe place is obviously 19. You're on your way. I mean, 24-hour candle looks good. I think just calling this a range, which is what it is enough to say that you're at least breaking the 50% mark of that. So, I mean, if you were already in this, the obvious, you know, answer here is $20, 2024 and 2080. I don't know if that has earnings or anything like that, but very dried up.
Yeah, it's earnings tonight on that.
Is it? Okay. Well then, yeah, that would. I'm not again. Looks like you had a nasty dump to the so downside. I guess if that's the case, I would be looking at 1605 and 1514. So basically 20 up, 15 down. So Excel. So 24-hour candle close, you know, and again, this is more or less above where it needs to be. Just look at where the candles points of contact are. But it is still under that 1931. And 1931 represents clearly a floor. And cost basis would be 2032. So if you can get above that high, that would be my target. I think the empty space on the 24-hour backs up and supports that. Also the 4-hour, also the 2-hour, also the 2020 1 hour as well. So where you're at and you're, you know, maybe not having the greatest reaction, this could be the second attempt. You know, anything back underneath here and you're going to come, you know, retest a little bit, but that could offer more consolidation. So Riot's fine. 15-minute, you know, if you do want to hedge, it's a really cheap thing to do. You know, just grab enough to keep you from, you know, burning too much if this pulls back. But you know, I'm looking at the 24-hour. The 24-hour candle close is good enough. You know, it's not like traditional empty space up here, but we are looking at a $10 strike. You know, or a $10 move, 1032 if we're looking at the channel that we marked out. But that's what I'm looking at. So, you know, I've trimmed out. I know for a lot of you guys, the trade is already free. So, ELF. So this
You got weeklies on those?
on Riot, yeah, I do. June 6th. Yeah. Did anybody? I did end up. Well, never mind. I think that's just the spread. No, that's just not the spread. Interesting. Okay, so with ELF, I typically look at like the wick, and and after earnings, this is typically when they compress a lot. But that 50% of that wick is 118.40, and that's where I would assume you could go and push past that. That next target is the floor at 123.21. So if you can break there, you zoom in, you've got empty space in there all the way to 126.85 with cost basis at 130 psychologicals. So that would be what I'd be looking at next. And that's, you know, something that ELF might have to work through. You know, it might not happen immediately, but we'll see. It's keeping its pressure. You know, it's not losing. We're not seeing any sellers step up yet, quite yet. So. So I think the signal, all in all, could still be very much down. Right. That target we talked about earlier at 1327.21, that held. As of right now, we actually need to bring that up. It is 336.21, and everybody in here knows what is dangerous about this chart if you are going short, and how this correlates if you are in TSLL, whatever that. If you pop up above 336.21, with any sort of market momentum or momentum at all, I believe that, and we know that Tesla could go up and retest. You can go and see it, big leg down. Sometimes you can continue to drop. You know, here you see a flat ending there, big move down, and then you go back up. You fill up that very tippy tap last green candle, empty space before moving back down again. So if momentum starts to pick up in the favor of downside overall in the markets, we could see that happen. You know, definitely see us continuing, and that's below today's low of day. But that might take a minute, right, as we near the end of the week, where Tesla might go and do that, just that. Now, does that promise a new high? I don't really see anything ultra convincing at the moment. And for me, I've said this before, it's typically going to be previous walls, or in this case, even our nearest wall at 351, 350. So any chance of upside, you know, here it'd be really easy to be like, oh, you know, we're going to reverse. But all in all, it really just matters, you know, where you close. And at the end of the day, it's going to fill up that empty space before making that bigger move. And we hit the imbalance, you know, 50% of that move makes sense. So I kind of would have expected it to maybe bounce a little bit harder, a little sooner, but so be it, my friends. That one on the 24-hour, however, it is talking down, right? I mean, all in all, when we look at my strategy and we look at what's in front of us, we just fell back under. Today, we pushed off the bottom or off the top. So while that retest might be true, it doesn't change the fact that we definitely look, and we did hit a new low. That imbalance is technically a low below that box, but the pressure is still definitely on buyers to try and completely reverse this. So even if you were to gap up, pop up right at the bell, I'm a bear. Gap up, pop up, bell, bear. Full bear.
Yeah.
Ding dong, what? Very interesting. Okay. AVGO earnings after close on Thursday, and I can't help you. The only thing I can do for you, man, is tell you what's below you. Otherwise, fibs, channels, 248, right? 248 and maybe 232. You could already be pricing in earnings and you get no reaction. But I'm always honest with you guys about the weak points or the areas where my strategy does not thrive, and that is at all-time highs. TTI has a better system for that. He's definitely a breakout trader, new highs trader. It works. Docu. Whoa. So crunchy right there. Punch down, right? I'm not sure why. But when you go to the 4 hour, that's really where my focus would be. DocuSign has, I don't know if it has earnings, I'm assuming. Is this earnings tonight? Can I get a, I'm assuming this has to be this week. Nobody know? Anybody know? Let's see. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to assume this has earnings. With that being said, top target is 99.01. And then me personally, I typically chop these fuckers in half. And I'd be targeting 104. Let's see. DD dog. Okay, so you hit my target and you failed. You pulled back. Where'd you bounce? Right at that top. It's a tough one to chart when you're on lower time frames with it. It's 118.75 that we mark as a potential downside move. 24 hours seems to want to bring that down to 118.50. So, I mean, yes, there's a lot of empty space. So if you want to play it up, it's just really simple. You know, you need to get a solid candle close on the weekly. You know, this makes sense that you would touch those wicks. Maybe you can get up into the 122.60s. But ultimately, that's where the rest of Datadog's journey begins. Which honestly, it's a great setup if it could get there, and then 135.17 would be your target. IWM seems to want to move down, although this is an old box. I'm just reusing it, but okay. I'm gonna probably take some speculative positions on IWM around the 206 mark and 212 mark. All right, got a few more to do. Frog. I haven't charted frog in a long time. Long ass time. Weekly time frame. Big ass box. 24-hour time frame. Fighting. Ooh, boy, that actually could be a really good fucking trade. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, shit, man. Fucking be feeling froggy leap. Now it hasn't officially triggered. And that's sad. But that's okay. 37.50s. Oh, delicious. Bad spread. Yeah, 37.50, 16 days out. And that's cheap enough where you could fucking add, you know, like 35s. Worst case scenarios, you continue to consolidate up at this top, which Frog is notorious, fucking notorious for doing. Like this. So imagine something like that. Why does it look so weird? Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go to CRWE Core Weave. My brother in Christ. There's nothing I can do. What do you want to do? More up? I mean, you're holding. You got use your boxes on a lower time frame, guys. I can all time highs is kryptonite. There's too many wicks down there. You got to be on the 30-minute. Yeah, I'd use a 30-minute. In the box below you, you got empty space. Eventually, you'll move back down to 126.30. So, Mara. Fuck. Oh, I thought it was on the 32nd for a second. Fuck, that's about clearer than Riot is, isn't it? 16. It's not that far away, though. The risk to reward is a little bit skewed because of that. 16s are 18, 19 bucks. 24-hour. Lots of shit. Lots of shit. So I mean, the important thing is right, at least right now, you're up against this floor. So that's something that I would really, I mean, and then if you move to the upside, I guess 1650 is really what you, that's the only way that would be like super sweet, I think. But it's there, you know, you're on the floor, you're up against that downtrend as well. So it's a short-winded move. Maybe it could spur a bigger move to the upside, but it's a nightmare, dude. Yeah, wow. 24 hour is diabolical. If you could, dude, I mean, like, that could actually be a really big move, regardless of the lack of empty space. I think 18 and even all the way up to 1987. Fuck. Damn, IWM is fucking pooping. Cool. All right. Oh. Walmart up next week. No telling, partner. Walmart does what Walmart wants to do. And at the moment, I don't have enough. I can't call it up or down. We haven't lost anything that we needed to lose to call it down. We are, you know, consolidating heavily up against where we were trying to break out in the first place. You know, we had the nice wick up to the upside. So, you know, it's possible that we might see a return back down, but that for me, you know, there's 98.83. That's where this breaks down for me. So
I'm like I'm smacked up against the 100 on the 4 hour. Numerous times.
yeah, I mean, you know what? It is what it is. I'd do it again. I'd do it again. I will do it again, actually. And then I won't touch it for a while.
About our question
What's
on
up?
one of the tickers, I guess. I don't want to jump in line, but I don't know where you're at. All right, is there any other ones that you're looking at?
Is there any that I'm personally looking at?
Yeah. Or I mean, like I don't want to jump in line of anyone else, but I thought you were almost done.
I am. What are you looking at?
MP. Want me to spell it up? Mom.
Wow,
Yeah, there it
that was fucked up.
is.
I should just leave your request off. This is a
But yeah, so I was looking at it as sitting at cost basis. Yeah, that thing right there.
that's hideous though. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
I'm in it already. The thing is, like, I've been in it for a couple of days. Just my thought process around like that level is like, should I keep holding it until it hits like 20 something, like 20? What is it, 25?
Curious. It's a tough chart, dude. Of course. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, you're looking clear to 25.64 and, you know, potentially 26.65. I mean, good candle close, momentum's in the right place, but, you know, it's a weird box too. Everything's just weird in here, but I do also see
Yeah.
nice little channel there that kind of backs up that potential to go to 26.85. So yeah, that's what I think. If you've trimmed or you made money on it, you know, but regardless of that, I mean, if that was me, I'd probably still be holding with a swing close like this. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like the way it's closing, it's at cost basis and slightly under it. So that's what I was thinking.
right, yeah. In tap. Did I do that one? Yeah, I think I did. I said 107.82. It does look like you are wicking down off of 105 though, so you might need a retest or build a box around 102.64. IWM heading down to that low.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I got 206s for tomorrow, but we'll see if we get out of here. We don't have a lot of empty space. We're leaving behind some right now as we speak, but you have a few minutes to place that order if you're planning on. And hedges are pretty cheap, so. Why is everybody saying there's an echo today? There's always an echo until you mute your stream.
More today.
Huh? All right. Did I look at Twilio? I think I said this the last time we talked about it. I didn't think it was over. And today I think kind of confirms that 4-hour time frame. You're heading up for your third potential move to the upside. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Bam. Nope. Bam. Yeah, I mean, you're in a nice little channel, 123.86 to the upside. I do see that potential, like I said, to move higher, but there is something about the 4-hour that's kind of like you do or would rather pay attention to that mark of 122.50 and 125 even. I think they get to access to the rest of it, so. All right. Severe thunderstorms ahead. For who? The fuck you talking about? All right. Docu. Okay.
Hey, Potter, on IWM, where it closed right at the floor. That's a good area to speculate longs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
208, 20, 30.
You said speculate on longs.
Yeah.
You could. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Just the regular one for today. Alex. Like the one that we usually use. That's fine. Let's see. Hold on a second. Beaver Smalls. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. What the fuck is this? I have problems drawing the box on the 24. I think I did it wrong. Well, that wouldn't be surprising because this is a crazy motherfucking stock. Now, my question is, what do you're trying to get it to that cost basis? So for me, I'm not a big fan of doing that simply because it's already, I mean, you could take it there, but that's like essentially where the break is likely to happen. But let's see here. Because yeah, this is exactly what I thought it was. So what you're looking at is a box. That box got punched down through, so you're retesting this. And the most recent price action, it would actually be 2-hour. It would be this right here. 1033. That would grant you, I think, a move to the upside. All right. You're on hurricane watch? Am I? Ew. Why are you making me look at? Damn, dude, I'm being targeted right now. Fuck. Date. What the fuck? Holy shit. Oh, that's just moving like pond water. That's a big old thing. Interesting. All right. God damn, dude. Give me the electric chair. Let's see. Um, eh, it's weird, man. This is a weird fucking setup right now. I mean, today you just tap the top. You don't really move anywhere. You have a 880, what appears to be an 880 cost basis. There is a pocket of empty space to go up and hit the box there, and that, you know, could be interesting. And that's 966. So, you know, little lower time frame setup. You bounce, but you know, I don't know if you're looking long term or anything like that. But this is actually, I mean, that's actually wild. I would assume the move out of here eventually, but it seems like they cannot get motherfucking people to buy. Or maybe this is massive, but yeah, dude, this is pretty wild. Now, well, it's been in consolidation for a little while. You said up. I see empty space up to 1095, and you are currently being supported by this. You're in a box. You're on the floor. So over 1040. Yeah, basically 1100. AZ and up, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it, guys. I'm cooked. I gotta go to the grocery store too. Get dinner ready. Aiming for 7750 a few weeks out. 7750. You know, again, not my flavor. But you have a gap, and I think that gap really is where we're going to determine our movement. Now, I've just encapsulated this whole range. You know, that I don't think there's necessarily a promise of a new high, because realistically, I could bring this right here, and so that's step one. And you're in a good position to do that. You seriously lack the volume, though, at the moment. Yeah, Walmart definitely does need way more time. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go make quesadilla and chill with the kids and the fam. But hopefully IWM got that little bit of empty space tomorrow. Major wall that we hit today, so tomorrow I think we'll get a resolution potentially on whether this is just if it's going to pull back or whether we're gonna hold. And like you know, Juan said, couldn't this be bullish? With that 1, 2, 3 right there. It's underneath the wicks and the candle closes, but that is the last place it can bounce. So AAP, I think, or yeah, AAP, I think I said this last time, but this one is clearly creating a large 24-hour range, and I would expect it to likely stay in that, but come back down to the bottom again. So, which is 47.65. All right. Y'all have a great evening. Take care. I'll see you guys in the morning. Peace.